boo as you, but you don't want to deal with it. Tombs! Before we get paid. Yeah. But tell us a little bit about you and the sensible woman.
Okay.
Yeah.
The company is Centonomy, and Centonomy in a nutshell is a personal financial training company. So what we do is actually train people on how to manage personal money. So it's not about your money. And in a nutshell, we go through everything from how are you spending your money? Are you spending it on going out? Are you spending it on coffee every day?
Why did you
lunch
look at
every day? on buying engines for cars
that should be scrap metal.
What are the necessities that you're spending it on? Are you married? Are you planning to get retired? Do you have children you will need to educate? How are you going to educate them? Because costs, as we've seen, are not staying the same.
No.
So when you're planning to get to retire in 15 years, what exactly is going to fund that retirement? Because it's not your company pension that's going to fund that retirement.
No.
And then we look at fine, you can save this amount of money. How are you actually investing it? So you actually achieve specific things that you're supposed to do. Over and above that is, what is your lifestyle today? How are you using the so-called instrument called debt? Are you using good debt? Are you using bad debt?
Yes.
When we're using debt for investments and mortgages, it's good debt.
That's good debt.
But when we're dipping into it, because now fuel costs have risen, credit card, or you still want to go for dinner and you're using your credit card, your lifestyle is more expensive, but you're dipping into debt. I know the salesman from the bank is coming to you and selling you personal loans, are using that for holiday. So we look at that and teach you how to manage it and how to pay it faster so that you don't go broke.
Yeah, you don't go broke.
Yeah.
And then you beat people in traffic. And I say this again. Yes. Take notes to this morning with which I'll recover from Waceke and be back with Waceke in a moment. I've always believed, and I don't know whether this is true of men, but as women, one of the biggest impediments to us ever having real financial freedom is gist.
As women?
Yeah, I don't know about what ails you men.
Keeping up with the Joneses, as it's called.
Yeah.
My friend has, so I should have. I don't want to be seen without.
I don't want to shop at Chandarana like me. They want to shop elsewhere.
I don't shop at the market.
Yes.
I want to shop at Zucchini.
Yes. It's an impediment. If you can't afford that lifestyle, you should not be living it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Especially if you're funding it with debt.
Exactly.
If you can't afford it, if you're swiping your credit card, you cannot afford the lifestyle.
Yes.
I don't want to tell my friends, no, I can't come out for dinner at Sankara.
Yes.
No, I'll go and swipe my credit card instead.
The biggest impediment, I don't know what ails you men, but for women, it is gist.
So it's impressing you women.
So that's the impediment for men.
So what happens? What is it you're doing again?
So you're like, hiya, that mama's gone to that club. Mimi na yeye. Na yeye na yeye.
Or you take her to even a better one.
Oh. The one she's going to.
Yes, than the one. Women are the devils in our life.
Ushaisikia come what may. That is the one.
I mean, I find little things, and the reason I say we only do this show for people under the age of 30 is that at least been there, done that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I can tell you.
Yeah.
It's the dumb things you did. I wish somebody had told me when I was 24, carry your own food to work.
Yes, absolutely.
Carry your own lunch to work. It will save you crazy money. Live where you can afford.
Exactly.
You shouldn't be living in Kile.
You shouldn't be living. And in fact, that story of living, when we grew up, we remember, for example, you remember the last house, when I left my parents' house, they were living in Lavington. So immediately I start my first job, I aspire to live in Lavington. Having forgotten where my parents came from before they ended up in Lavington. It was a 15-year journey. Immediately I get my first paycheck, I go look for an apartment in Lavington.
Yeah. And here's the other thing, there's well, I don't have to be the polite one in the room. Sometimes when I try and tell people, you really ought not to be doing that. They say, "Kwani we karuna fanya?" I'm not you.
Yeah.
My life is 20 years in the making, where I am now.
Yeah.
How cool.
Yes. You can't.
Maisha pap.
But one of our biggest problems as young people, and the reason we're in debt and we will never have the lives we deserve in our 30s and 40s, is we can't get away from gist.
Yes. We can't stop thinking about what does my friend think about
About
me.
me.
At that age, these young people are, what will they think about me? What will they say about me? If I don't dress like this, they're going to say this about me. If I don't go on the trip to South Africa, they're going to say this
But
about
It's
me.
part of growing up.
But we are saying the reason you and I and Waceke exist, remember Jalango, is to be able to say, we wish someone had told us at 25. You and I, we drank how much of our money?
Yeah, we made those mistakes.
Yes,
we made
there's
those
no
mistakes, and that's why
reason.
we're here.
Yeah.
And we know the consequences of those mistakes.
Joining us this morning on the Big Breakfast is Waceke Nduati. We had to take a break because she was called Waceke.
Ask Waceke your question.
Yes, you are going to ask her, is it
I
a
live
word?
with it. I live with it.
Okay. Sweetheart,
Yes.
when you are saying this, is it long-time management or even short-term?
Both. Both. Now, over the short term, now you could be looking at your money right now, and you have at the moment, there very emergency needs right now. Yeah, there are things that have to be paid. There are school fees that has to be paid. So what do you do in the short term so to be able to survive? The first tool people must have is what I call a spending plan or a budget. The biggest problem we have right now is, if you look at it, whatever way you look at it, people are spending a lot more than they are earning.
How?
For example, if someone is earning, let's say
You can't give what you don't have.
but you can, because there's credit.
Oh.
Taking
There's
a loan
credit.
to pay off a loan.
And there's the salary advance. That's another form of debt that's very dangerous. For example, if someone is earning 40,000 shillings, they spend it, so they are paid maybe the 30th of the month. By the 15th of the next month, they're asking for an advance of 15,000 shillings. What will happen? At the end of that month, they're going to be paid 40 minus 15, 25. The next month, by the middle of the month, when they need another advance because they've overspent 2 months
The
ago,
last one.
the last month. And then it continues like that.
Until you are at negative.
Until you're at negative. And this is the danger. You see, your employer is not a guarantee they'll give you a salary advance. The day they issue a memo, and this has happened in some companies, saying no more salary
Advances, yes.
What do you do?
Utadu?
Yeah.
Maybe nitadu.
Utarudi
Utarudi ocha.
Yeah.
Hii mambo ya advance nataka nitoke kabisa.
You know, we were really young. We just come to kiss. It was cool. It was this. It was that. We were like, No, really.
Yes.
But it made perfect sense.
Absolutely. And just to tie that in with debt, when people take debt, the lump sum is so attractive. When you're getting that loan, personal unsecured loan of 200,000 shillings, it's so attractive. In fact, you never see how it's going to get finished. You're just thinking how you're going to enjoy it. But you don't realize that loan of 200,000 shillings means every month 6,000 shillings is going to be removed from your salary somehow. And then within by the time you pay rent, pay school fees, pay insurance, go fix your car, you're realizing I'm negative because of this debt repayment. Yeah.
but I think I like what you said about the positive debt.
Yeah.
Yes. There's good debt.
There's
now.
good debt.
There's good debt.
But let me tell you the debt you hate, You know that thing, and it's always dumb things you do. It's that phone that's been deducted kidogo. You know, I see people walking around with phones of pesa mingi, and it's been taken off the pay slip.
Yes.
Let me tell you, you get to a point 3 months down the line, you hate that phone.
Yes.
And you're still paying for it.
Yes.
What do you mean from the payslip?
Oh, yeah, there are people who do it.
They take a loan to buy a phone.
The
Yes,
guys who want
yes.
communicators, nini. Inaitwanga simu ya nguvu.
Ya nguvu.
Yes.
iPhone 4.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
100,000 shillings.
Yes.
Yes.
Who?
By the way,
Me.
like I said, the only reason we ever have this conversation about money is that we're talking to people under 30.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you're over 30 and you have never noticed that you shouldn't really be buying a phone you can't afford.
On debt, exactly.
I
Or
hear
you're
you.
taking a loan to go watch rugby in South Africa.
Hiya.
I've met people who are doing
No,
that.
that one is okay. That one. Usiingilie rugby.
Amegusa lari mahali, we need to
No,
take a
it's
break.
not okay.
We
It's
need
not
to
okay.
take a break. Joining us this morning to ensure that we are not irritable by Sunday evening, latest Monday morning, because we're back in debt, is Waceke. Waceke is here to talk to us about managing our debt. If you look at my Facebook page, she does have you're hoping that they'll all be broke by then.
Yes.
So that they can actually let me go and figure out how I don't go back into this hole. But we upset Larry when you talked about, taking a loan to go watch rugby.
What is this rugby madness you want to bring here?
It's just one of the expenses I've used that are unnecessary to take a loan for. And let me just put this into perspective for you. Let me see. Let me show you where this is going. Now, do you want to work forever?
No.
At some point, you want to take it easy, correct?
Yes.
Now, how much money do you think you need to take it easy? Let me just give you an example here. If you earn 50,000 shillings today, so your lifestyle, the way you spend every month is worth 50,000 shillings, and you want to retire in 20 years' time, you will need to have accumulated at about 25 to 30 million shillings worth of investments to be able to fund your lifestyle at today's price of 50,000 shillings. Remember, 50,000 shillings today will be 60,000 shillings next year, is 70,000 because of inflation. So just to buy the same things you're buying with 50,000 shillings, when you retire, you will need a basket of about 30 million shillings. Now, if you're spending your working life paying off rugby, paying off cars, paying off credit cards, you're not going to be able to invest enough to retire. The RBA has actually been saying people are being retired, but they have to continue working because they can't afford to retire.
There's nothing as awful as a debt that finally acquires a sour taste in your mouth.
Absolutely, absolutely. And just again to put that into perspective, if you took a debt of, let's say, 600,000 shillings to buy a car for 5 years.
Oh, Lord.
By the time you finish paying that, the 5 years, you have paid in interest another 250,000 shillings on top. So you've bought that car for 850. By that time, that car is worth 300,000 shillings.
So in a moment, let's talk about not getting into debt as we receive our salaries. Where are we going to stop being stupid? No. No, we have real conversations now. Reminding you once again to get onto my Facebook page and get out then for the debt management seminar and counseling. Yeah, some of you need hand-holding and tissue with Waceke next week on Wednesday. It is next week Wednesday? Yes. And the calculator, to just figure out where his use going, is www.moneycentral.co.ke. I believe anybody under 30 who's in debt, and by the way, this is where you're going to be in trouble, and if you don't get out, your 30s and your 40s are ruined. I'm not kidding you.
Yes.
You wonder how other people are flying to Cape Town, and you're not.
Taking kids to proper
schools, and you're wondering, how come I'm not?
Yes.
It's not because they have a deal with the devil. It's because you don't know what you're doing with your money.
Yeah.
Do it now. I was talking about how chicks, little things matter. It's the shoes and clothes and handbags you spend too much on. It's okay. Love your life. I'm just telling you, it ain't all that. Carry food to work. Leave early so you don't spend 2 hours in traffic.
Yes.
Guys, stop trying to keep up with your boss.
What do you mean?
Men have another disease. They want to play in the same golf club as their boss. They want to wear the same caliber of suits as their boss. They want to drive the same car as their boss.
Toe the line.
Here's the truth. Your CEO has a lifestyle the company pays for.
Huh?
No, yes.
I believe me.
His golf fees
is paid by the company.
His car is paid
by
for the company.
His phone is paid
by the company. His family's holidays are part of his package.
Where?
His salary is going towards buying property.
Yes. So here's the thing that I know as a fact for men. When your CEO sees you trying to keep up with him, he thinks you're stupid. Because he knows what he pays you and you can't afford it. And you kept wondering why you're in the right suit, the right tie, the right shirt, and you don't get promoted. He already knows your IQ is too low.
Matching him hammer for hammer.
Yes.
Chopper for chopper.
Yes.
Ida for Ida.
Yes, right there. I think you finished the conversation. So So let's just, I mean, once again, our problem as young people, and one day we're going to have an honest discussion about money, is ujistiness that we can't afford.
Yes, we can't afford. And just to put it bluntly, it will lead to poverty.
Where? No, go.
Oh, she
go.
needs to go now.
Go.
It will lead to poverty.
Why are you still here?
Go.
Extreme poverty.
There's no two ways about it. There's just no two ways about it. Having seen what I've seen and the people who are doing this lifestyle and where they are 10 years down the road, it will lead to poverty.
Okay.